Why ADAMA TRAORE has improved so much this season, a statistical analysis. Before this video starts, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on part 2, which looks at why Traore is so valuable in the modern game, and part 3, which will look at ADAMA TRAORE's potential return to Spain, with part 4 looking at a transfer to other clubs in Europe. All of those videos will look at Traore's role in each side from a tactical standpoint, looking at the role he would play in each team's system. They will be linked in the description below, and check out my video series looking at 3 managerial options to replace Solskjaer at Manchester United, which will also be linked in the eye above and in the description below. I've also linked some of our best videos in the description, including a tactical analysis of how Atletico Madrid can tactically set up to beat Liverpool, a tactical analysis of how Brendan Rodgers has transformed Leicester City into top 4 contenders, and a video explaining my 3-year plan for Manchester United if their Saudi Arabian billionaire takeover were to happen, and videos tactically analysing both Diego Simeone's Atletico Madrid this season and Antonio Conte's use of the 5-3-2 at Inter Milan. ADAMA TRAORE just a few seasons ago was considered a player who had immense power and dribbling ability, in a similar way to that of a young Gareth Bale, but lacked the end product in his game to become a top class player. He was a roadrunner in the Aston Villa and Middlesbrough sides he played in, being able to dribble from the edge of his own box all the way into the final third. When he first came to England back in 2015, joining Aston Villa, he was used sparingly as an impact substitute, as his tremendous dribbling ability would aid Villa if they were either looking to sit back and protect a lead and counter-attack quickly, or if they needed someone who could open up a defence in pursuit of a goal. In the 2015-16 season, Traore only made 10 appearances, playing 184 minutes, but completed the most dribbles in the league per 90 minutes by some way. He completed 12.2 dribbles per 90 minutes, which is double any other player who made more than 5 appearances that season. The season after, in 2016-17, Traore was signed by Middlesbrough, and he featured a lot more than at Villa, making 27 appearances, 16 of them starts, playing 1,537 minutes. That season he was top of the rankings for dribbles completed in the league, with 8 dribbles per 90 minutes. In his final season at Middlesbrough in the Championship during the 2017-18 season, Traore completed the most dribbles in the league, with 7.1 per game, which was more than double any other player, as the second player in the rankings was Jeremy Boga with 3.5 per game. This was the first emergence of Traore's progression from impact sub to first team regular, as he started 28 games that season. His £18 million move to Wolves was treated as a potential promising deal, with rumours circulating that clubs like PSG were also interested in Traore's services. Traore's first season at Wolves followed a similar path to that of his time at Aston Villa and Middlesbrough. He ranked highly for dribbles completed, but the majority of his appearances came from the substitutes bench, with him playing less than 900 minutes. However, the problem was Traore's overall offensive output. Whilst he was excellent at ball progressing, he lacked the ability to create in the same way that other wide attackers like Diogo Jota could. He would often be able to get the ball into the final third using his powerful dribbling, but when it came to playing a key pass, or whipping in a cross, or making a sharp decision, he was often underwhelming. He seemed like an unknown quantity to many judging his ability. Was he a winger, a wide forward, a very offensive right wing back, or even a potential right back? His skill set had elements of all 4 positions, but he lacked critical skills to be a natural in one of those. For example, his powerful dribbling down the flank seemed to suggest he could be an excellent right wing back. However, Traore didn't have the positional awareness or defensive ability to displace someone like Matt Doherty in the Wolves side, who was playing excellently at the time. He looked like he could be a traditional right winger, however his crossing ability was lacklustre, and with Nuno playing a 5-2-3 or a 5-3-2, there was no traditional winger role for ADAMA TRAORE to fill at Wolves. Wide players like Jota and Helder Costa were asked to play more like inside forwards, moving into narrow positions rather than hugging the touchline. Traore couldn't play this inside forward role to a high standard either, as he didn't have the chance creation ability that the other Wolves attacking midfielders had. Whilst his dribbling metrics were somewhat extraordinary, his key passes completed and expected assist metrics were somewhat lacking. During his first full season in the Premier League for Middlesbrough, he only created 0.7 key passes per game, and last season created just 0.6 per game, which is slightly skewed because a lot of his appearances were from the subs bench, but nevertheless, these statistics show his overall lack of offensive output over the course of a whole season. This season, however, Traore has drastically improved. He was given more starting opportunities on the right of a front three in Nuno's 5-2-3 system, instead of being asked to move inside into the half spaces as Jota is expected to do on the left. Traore has been encouraged to move out wide to allow him to isolate the left back in a one-on-one situation. This enabled him to first and foremost play more minutes, but also play in an advanced position with less responsibility to track back with his fullback. He has also drastically improved his close control dribbling, which allows him to move past players in crowded positions rather than solely using his power and pace when there is space ahead of him. His decision making and composure along with his crossing and long range shooting have also improved, which are the main factors behind his massive improvement this term. We can see this improvement in his ability to create chances if we look at the numbers. His expected assists per 90 minutes were around the 0.05 and 0.08 mark during his first 2 seasons in the Premier League with Villa and Middlesbrough. This did increase to 0.23 per 90 minutes last season, however it has to be noted that the majority of his appearances were from the substitutes bench, which does make the stat less valuable, as coming on and creating chances in the 70th to 90th minute range of a match is a lot easier than doing it from the start when you're playing a full match, as your opponents are more fatigued later on, and Traore would have been coming on fresh off the bench, which would have skewed the per 90 minute statistic a bit. However, his improvement this season has been major. He has an expected assist rate of 0.27 per 90 minutes, and this is from being a first team regular, with most of his appearances coming from starting games, which makes it all the more impressive. Traore is now able to pick the right pass in the final third more often than not, which is why his chance creation metrics have improved. Even his creation from wide positions seem to have improved as well. Last season he completed 0.5 crosses per game, and this season he has completed 1.2 per game. His goal scoring has also improved dramatically this season. He's overperformed his expected goals rate by 2 goals this season, whereas last season he had underperformed it by 0.26 goals. This largely stems from his long range striking ability against Manchester City and Tottenham, which is a skill set that Traore has seemed to have added to his game. Traore now seems capable of playing as a traditional winger, with his end product now looking pretty decent, and once you combine this with his really unique ability to progress the ball up the pitch, you begin to see why he's become a top class wide player. In the next episode of this series I will be discussing why Traore is being touted with a big move in the summer, and why exactly he is so valuable in the modern game. In the third episode I will analyse Traore's potential destinations in Spain, and in the fourth I will look at potential destinations at other big clubs in Europe. These episodes will be focused on analysing how Traore will fit into each side from a tactical point of view, so make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the bell to get notified when those videos are released. If they have been released, they will be put on the screen now and linked in the eye above and in the description below.